Hey everyone, welcome back to another kamiquestt devlog. It's honestly been a while since the last one and a lot has happened behind the scenes. Development has been moving forward every single day, and thanks to the Kickstarter, we've been able to make some really exciting progress. So instead of writing a really long post about the progress that we have made, I wanted to make a video kind of showing you what we've been working on. From merchandise to new levels, new mechanics, the comic book, story development, and even introducing a couple new people that have joined the team as well. And before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you again to everyone who backed kamiquestt. If it wasn't for all of you that donated or just supported the game and shared it with your friends, instead of just us trying to do everything ourselves, we were able to bring on talented people that specialize in different areas. That means I can spend more time on designing the world, creating art, and expanding the universe while other people help make the game better. Alright, moving on to the first thing is merchandise update. One of the biggest things that I've been focusing on is actually the Kickstarter rewards. Since we were bringing people on to the project, there was kind of like an onboarding process to find the right person, to make sure they fit into the group and with the vibes. So that took a bit of time production wise, and instead of just sitting around waiting and finding people, we thought it would be a good idea to focus on the Kickstarter rewards, at least on my side of things, and get those done as soon as possible. We're getting pretty close to the end of production for the rewards. We have the t-shirts done, the keychains, the figure is pretty much in production as of right now, the comic book, the hats. The only thing that I need to do now is actually the art book and get that done. We're probably planning on shipping everything by the end of September and into October. Alrighty, so when it comes to the new team members, we officially brought on 2 new people. We have Emily and Stefano. So when it comes to level design, I had a really tough time trying to figure out the flow and getting a nice block out. Since I come from a 3D background, it's been kind of hard for me to just transfer my skills directly into level design, because there's a lot of different things that you need to think about when it comes to level design, like intention, how can a player read the level and know where he wants to go and all that stuff. And instead of me spending a lot of my time trying to figure that out, I thought it would be nice to have somebody else come on and do that work for me. So right now we have Emily working on the next level, which is Nambu's Archipelago. We talked a lot on what our inspirations were for this level. We wanted it to be a water level, but not really a water level, if that makes sense. I don't want to feel like you're swimming the whole time. I just want to have water elements in it. So we took a lot of inspiration from Banjo-Kazooie, Lisa Frank, and those old dolphin posters that you would see everywhere back in the early 2000s, if that makes sense. So right now we just finished the block out for the levels, and we're kind of in the process of reskinning it and trying to get it to fit the vibe and all that good stuff. So now we go to Stefano, our other person that we brought on. One of the most important things that we wanted from the Kickstarter was to bring on another dev. Since Jason got a new job, his workload had to be decreased. Just that's life. So we wanted to bring somebody on that could even out the workload for Jason, because it's a lot for one person to do everything on the development side. We went through a lot of people, but we eventually found Stefano, who actually reached out to us through the Kami Discord and said he was pretty passionate about working on the project. We eventually talked to him a little bit more and found out he was really experienced at what he does. So he officially just started not that long ago. We've been improving the camera, tweaking player movement. We're going to be adding the ledge grab. Oh my god, screw the ledge grab. I feel like that has been a nightmare for all of us. But yeah, we went and checked out a couple games that we look up to, like A Hat in Time, kamiquestt, shout out to those homies, A Big Catch, and all the other 3D platformers that are up there. And we just played the games, and we wanted to see how their cameras worked and how they interacted with walls and what do they do when you turn around a corner and stuff like that. So we kind of agreed on what we kind of want for kamiquestt, and he's currently working on improving those right now. So when it comes to Jason and I, we have been working on the pet garden while we were dealing with all the onboarding and stuff. Originally, the pets looked completely different. They had that key look to them. I think that's what you guys probably know them more for. But we actually went for a different design. And one of the main reasons why we decided to go with a different body design for the characters is because me and Jason wanted to have some type of body morphing mechanic for the pets. And I felt like we didn't have a lot of room with the design with the key characters. I mean, I guess I could make some different key shape heads and stuff, but I feel like there was nothing I could really do to make it more interesting. So we've been messing around with blend shapes and integrating those into Unity, and that's been really fun. We're not sure how far we want to go with it, whether they morph while they age or are they just different every time they hatch and stuff like that. But we definitely wanted to have some sort of uniqueness to the pets aside from just like the textures. So we morphed the ears and remorphed, I think, the nose and the body especially to give it just like a little bit more variation when it comes to the designs. So we call these little pets ludies, and ludies live inside of Ludibrium, which is kind of like the island where all the pets live and you can go and hang out with them. Obviously, I took a lot of inspiration from Ludibrium from MapleStory. It's literally one of my favorite areas of MapleStory and just in overall games of all time. In my mind, I wanted to mash up the ideas of Ludibrium from MapleStory, Animal Crossing, and the Chow Garden into one kind of place. So we wanted to include areas or items you can buy to unlock for Ludibrium to make it a little more interesting and have some sort of progression there. I don't want to reveal too much because I obviously want to make it a surprise for you guys to discover what is here and what you can do here, but I thought I would show you just a little bit of where we're at with this.
Brick by brick, grain by grain, he sees the loops inside the chains. Touch the wall, it folds again. You're in the world of the pattern man. Turn around and there he stands, woven deep in every strand. Look close, you understand, you're a part of the pattern man. Now he knows, he understands, hidden gold in all the lands. Every sky on ship and sand, you never see the pattern man.
Another thing that I have been working on is actually the comic book, and I've actually been having a lot of fun making this comic book. It's definitely a first for me, and I had to actually read a couple comic books to figure out where and what I wanted to do, whether it was like one serious story or a handful of silly stories. So I actually read a lot of the Adventure Time comic books, and I really loved the format that they had. It wasn't so serious, and it wasn't like so much about storytelling, but more of like everyday life and random things that they would come across, sprinkled in with a little bit of lore. And that's something that I've been trying to capture with my comic book as well. I think like having it into like a paper format where I'm not animating every single frame, but like animating for the picture or the panel allows me to tell more stories without thinking about, well, like, man, like that's going to be a lot of animating. And like, I just don't have time to like do a lot of animations right now, especially working on the game. So I definitely want to do a lot more comic books if that's like something you guys are interested in. Speaking of stories, I've been actually working on the story development for the game as well a lot. I mean, the story that I wanted to tell, I've been wanting to tell for years. And so like that hasn't been hard to figure out, but figuring out how I want to tell it and how I want it to go through is another thing. And one thing I've actually been struggling with a lot is the villain. Oh my god, I went through probably like 50 different versions of villains and ideas, and none of them really worked. I do feel pretty confident now, but when I was going through it, man, it was a struggle. Sometimes when you're just like going through the motions and pooping out ideas over and over again, it's just sometimes you just don't get a good idea, and it's like you have to go through the motions to eventually find something. Or someone just comes up to you and just says like a sentence and you're like, oh my god, thank you so much, I finally know what I want to do. And it's like, that's basically what happened with the villain. I'm not going to show you the villain, I want to keep it a surprise, but you can see all the ones that I didn't decide to go with. I really wanted to make a comedic villain, sort of like Ice King. I really love the development in the storyline of Ice King and how he actually becomes somebody you sympathize with, but I just couldn't do it. Maybe later. I definitely want to make a comedic villain that's repeatable and causes conflict throughout a series or a game or the comic books or whatever. But as of right now, that didn't happen. Another thing that I've been working on is all the design NPCs and the design room reward tiers for the Kickstarter. And there's actually a lot of them. There's actually like, I think 18 different NPCs and 13 rooms that I have to design and work with different backers on the projects. It's actually been pretty fun. People have some pretty fun ideas. But if you are a part of the reward tiers like the Imaginasium Architect, the Dreamweaver, or the Legend of Keys, and you haven't filled out your form yet, please message me. Or you can email me or DM me through Kickstarter so we can get started on your reward. The sooner I have everyone's information, the sooner I can begin designing your characters and integrating them into the world of kamiquestt. Alrighty, moving on. Minigames. We've actually been brainstorming ideas for minigames. As a small indie team, we don't have a huge budget to commission a bunch of different minigames, but we would love to fill kamiquestt with lots of fun little experiences for players to discover. So we started thinking, what if we collaborated with other indie developers? The idea would be for developers to create small mini-games that could be featured inside kamiquestt. In return, we would promote their game, studio, or brand throughout the Imaginasium in ways that felt natural to the world. Things like posters on the walls, arcade cabinets, branded props, or other environmental details that players can stumble across while exploring. I think it could be a win-win situation where we get a wider variety of unique minigames, other indie developers get a fun way to showcase their projects. I don't know, it's just an idea we're still exploring, but if you are interested, reach out to me. You can email me or DM me on Discord or whatever. Alright, that's everything I wanted to share with this little update. There's still so much more that I can't wait to show everyone over the coming months. As always, thank you so much for supporting kamiquestt. Whether you backed the game, wishlisted on Steam, joined our Discord, or even just watched these videos, it genuinely means the world to me. And I'll see you in the next devlog. Peace.